actually there are levels in Shaolin Kung Fu. Hiha ho ha ha is not real Shaolin Kung Fu. They're good in that what they're doing. That is mostly athletic, performance, beautiful. For people who have got no idea about Kung Fu, they say, wow, it's amazing. I'm really sorry. You're practicing Shaolin Kung Fu and your fist looks like you never hit something hard in your life. I have 2 Shaolin students, and now they are running around the Shaolin temple with different eyes open. I have conversations with them, and they say they can't believe it because I these kind of methods, all the Shaolin Kung Fu masters, they need that too. There was a summit last year, 2024, in the Shaolin Temple. I have 2 Shaolin students. One is in the 34 generation and one is in the 35 generation Shaolin monk area. Shi Yansu, he is from Denmark, and Shi Hengyi, he is from the Shaolin Temple, Europe. They went to the Shaolin Temple there, and they're looking around with their students and friends. Can they find something similar what Mr. Jiang Yusan have in that Shaolin Temple? And they're running around and can't find anything. They call me in the middle of the night because they are daytime and I'm here in Taiwan, they're in China, in Henan, in the Shaolin Temple there. And I have conversations with them and they say, they can't believe it because I already told them different kind of methods. And now they are running around the Shaolin Temple with different eyes open. They can see different principles, they are not applied. They can see different methods, they are not practiced. There is no master who have the complete package. Unfortunately, the headmaster of Shaolin Temple passed away also last year because of heart attack. He was very, I would say, adipose, very big. No?
Adipose.
Yeah, what can I say? A martial artist and is fat, what is that? It's not allowed. Yeah, high cholesterol, blood pressure high, and diabetes, and all. How can that be as a martial artist?
Good
Especially you're living in a Shaolin temple. What is going on with your diet? What are you eating? You know, yeah. That is they can't find somebody with this kind of martial art what I possess and also what I already taught my students. They're looking around, master. No. They want to be fast as possible to come back to Taiwan to learn with me. And Shi Yansu, the Shaolin master monk, who's living in Copenhagen, he says, no. He wants to learn the monkey style. He know what. Now they got there. I would say the recognition of that what I'm doing is a totally different level what are they doing in the Shaolin Temple? I will not say, hey, where are they? I can't even see them. They are still staying in that kind of,
Mm.
I would say, curriculum of the Shaolin Temple. They're good in that, what they're doing. That is mostly, I would say, athletic, performance, beautiful.
Mm.
Uh, for people who have got no idea about Kung Fu, they say, wow, it's amazing. But actually, every circus team, they can do the same. Chinese Kung Fu got different levels. And what I try to show my students is that in Shaolin Kung Fu, there are different levels what you can do. You need to move differently. Okay, you can do the tiger style and all these kind of things, but actually there are levels in Shaolin Kung Fu. And I I have the 33 generation, I will say, monk Shaolin name. We call that Fa Hao.
Hmm.
The 33 generation is already considered as the old generation. Then I was seeing in the, I would say, business world, a Shaolin practitioner. He got the 32. It is like 32, 33, 34, 35. That goes down, like this.
Yeah.
So he is 32 generation Shaolin. But when I see his Kung Fu, I only say, my goodness, the responsibility and the attributes, what you need to have as an elder generation, means you need to have the old school Shaolin Kung Fu. Not only the name of 32 and the hierarchy of that,
Yeah, I mean,
that
if you have that generational like status, then it should mean, because then you've learned from like you're part of the lineage. So what there's
yeah,
somewhere there is a
but it can be
break.
that his master who took him into the Shaolin lineage was already very old. He can't even move. He
Hmm.
only give him that kind of adept name.
So this would be the reason. Yeah.
You
So
can be a Shaolin from, I don't know, this generation, but there is not the old knowledge inside.
hmm.
The knowledge, the methods, the ability. What I can see is, I'm really sorry, you're practicing Shaolin Kung Fu and your fist looks like you never hit something hard in your life. You even don't know how to hit the Makiwara like the karate guys do, because your hand looks like lady's hand. But ho ha, eh, ho, ha, ha, it doesn't make hi ha ho ha ha is not real Shaolin Kung Fu.
Yeah,
You
it's not
need to have a different level in
show.
these kind of methods.
Mm.
If you want to have these kind of methods, I only can urge the people who are listening to our conversation, learn the Lohan Gong, learn the basics, learn these kind of things what we already put out.
Mm. Yeah, this also.
That is very important. You need to see that. And people will understand, now there are levels in Shaolin Kung Fu. Good. Do you want to be a part of that? Or you want to swim like the thousands of Shaolin, 34 generation, 35 generation, 36 generation, because these are the Shaolins now, what are there in the Instagram, in the Facebook, in I
Yeah,
don't know,
yeah.
in that platform, but they're doing the martial art all the same.
But I mean, it's like watching, tricking, like this acrobatic, like I don't say necessarily circus, but it's like gymnastics, and it for sure it's
High
impressive.
level,
Yeah, it's high
high
level.
level.
It's like very athletic, but it's a little bit different. Yeah, from the original kung fu. It's not about doing 10 different flips and jumping kicks. It's a totally different art form.
The abilities, what they can do. Every b-boy breakdancer can even do it better.
Or at least similar
That
type of
is that
different.
is my that is my point of view. If a b-boy want to copy, there was one time a copy, a Shaolin monk do some move, and the b-boy make exactly the same moves.
Oh yeah, yeah, I see, yeah. If you're just
Okay,
physically talented,
but
you can
if the
copy that.
Shaolin needs to copy the b-boy moves, no, 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 no way. Okay,
Yeah.
when you do the flyers and the windmill and all, no, they can't even do that. Okay, it's a different area. But every b-boy breakdancer, they are already on the top level of, I will say, artistic levels, yeah, and gymnastics, they're already
Mm.
on the top.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But that is a different kind of thing. That is a kind of flexibility and athleticism. But Kung Fu, the martial arts aspect of Chinese Kung Fu, especially Shaolin Kung Fu, there are different levels that people, when you never met a person and you never crossed hands with somebody who is filled with energy, what people call qi,
Hmm.
with skill, how to trick you in different kind of techniques to put you in a disadvantage where he can choke you out, can break your neck, can break your limbs, and so on, or give you a kind of acupuncture strike. That is a totally different level.
Yeah, and
The forms are only an expression to keep your body in a flow that the energy moves. The application is a totally different thing.
and this goes
And
back to, yeah, the when we
it's
talk about the male role models, and I mentioned the Hollywood and movies, I think a lot of this is also, it's not just the male role model, it's the kung fu role model, which comes from movies as well. And this is what we see nowadays. Some people do perform these just quick shift movements, the forms, wah, 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 making a lot of shouts. Like, this is the what we can see from the movies. That is the what everyone thinks kung fu is. Like, when we met with you, the big wake up was that, hey, like, there's something different to kung fu, and I also, qigong was part of this. Like, it's totally different from what you even think, and the methods of strengthening the body, they are not just fast movement and this, like, an acrobatics. Not at all. It was just much more deeper, and something we talk about longevity. There was something that everyone can do. It's not reserved for the young people who are into gymnastics or who are naturally athletic. This was practice that was actually for every single one, even like for the oldest of people could be doing the training that you were doing. And this mesmerized me, because I talk about this in some other time as well, that it's the type of training that if you can just breathe, breathe and maybe stand or lay even down on the ground, you can already start to practice qigong. But of course, most people are not in that bad of a shape. But it's like there's just the possibilities for the wide variety of people, and especially for people who are aging and wanting to stay in shape, is enormous. Like, one of the most valuable type of training that I believe you can be doing.
for me now, in during these times, and especially also that my students, they are traveling around and visiting the Shaolin temple, visiting the Wudang mountain, and encounter different kind of masters. They are now seeing that the monkey fist door kung fu system, how I teach it, is already in a different level. And the tutorials, what we put out for the warrior Negong, is already the groundbreaking information that people who are seeking the knowledge to develop your mind and your body in one package is already there. It is a tremendous work of art is already there.